Begin with that controversial military strike on a suspected drug boat as the Trump administration pushes back on the growing and bipartisan claims that that could be considered a war crime. The president and the defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, defended the operation in an hours-long cabinet meeting, but they faced questions about how much they really knew as it was unfolding.
As far as the attack is concerned, I still haven't gotten a lot of information because I rely on Pete. But to me, it was an attack. It wasn't one strike, two strikes, three strikes.
I watched that first strike live. As you can imagine, at the Department of War, we got a lot of things to do. So I didn't stick around. A couple of hours later, I learned that commander had made which he had the complete authority to do. And by the way, Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat.
I want to bring in CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi, who's tracking this story for us. So, Olivia, good to see you. What else have we heard from the administration on this?
Well, good morning, Vlad. It's good to be with you. President Trump and Secretary Hegseth are attempting to distance themselves from this second strike that happened on an alleged Venezuelan drug boat on September 2nd. Yesterday, in the cabinet room, President Trump said he didn't even know about the second strike. And he also said, in defense of Secretary Hegseth, that he did not know that this second strike was related to people who were in the water. Secretary Hegseth, and you heard him there in that clip, said that he wasn't even present for this second strike, that he saw the first strike, and then implying that the second one happened hours later, said he had left and was not there for this, but trusted Admiral Frank Bradley to make a decision about the strike. Secretary Hegseth also said he didn't see any survivors in the water and blamed that on what he called the fog of war. So really what we're seeing from this administration, this White House specifically, is a distancing of themselves from the decision and any impact that we might see from lawmakers. But Vlad, we should note that Admiral Bradley is expected to talk to Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill tomorrow of the Armed Services Committees in both chambers. So we could potentially get more information about whose decision it was, the timing on it, perhaps who was present when it happened. Certainly a lot of news that could be happening on Capitol Hill out of those meetings.
Yeah, and including Olivia, who gave the order that all of those individuals on those boats should be killed. So we're looking forward to hearing what the Admiral has to say and the reporting on that. Meanwhile, let me ask you about how lawmakers have been reacting to this new suggestion from the president that the military campaign could actually expand in Venezuela. Break that down.
Well, also in the cabinet meeting, President Trump said that he is interested in those land strikes. It's something he's been teasing for several weeks as a potential next step to this campaign around Venezuela. Most of the strikes thus far have happened in the waters of the Caribbean surrounding Venezuela. But now it seems that the president has made a decision and wants to go forth with those land strikes. Take a listen to what he said here specifically yesterday.
We're going to start doing those strikes on land, too. You know, the land is much easier. It's much easier. And we know the routes they take. We know everything about them. We know where they live. We know where the bad ones live. And we're going to start that very soon.
If Trump were to order an attack on land, that would be an act of war, and Congress would invoke the War Powers Act.
Land strikes would certainly be an escalation in this campaign. And you heard there from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer that Congress would seek to take action if the president were to go forward with those land strikes.
Yeah. All right, Olivia, thank you very much. Appreciate your reporting as always. Let's get straight to CBS News national correspondent Lilia Luciano, who's joining us live from the country of Colombia. Lilia, what's the latest reaction to the developments in the region where you are? I mean, the president of the United States making comments that there could be some kind of land operation in Venezuela has got probably a lot of people's eyebrows raised.
Not just in Venezuela, Vlad. President Trump has been talking about Venezuela, of course, for a long time and saying that a strike could come soon. But yesterday, during that cabinet meeting, President Trump talked about Colombia. He talked about how, and he was asked specifically, are you saying that it's not limited, these potential land strikes, to Venezuela, but other countries that produce or export cocaine or drugs in general? And President Trump says, yes, he's not ruling out Colombia. So President Gustavo Petro, the president of Colombia, yesterday tweeted several times, but he invited President Trump to Colombia. He said, I invite you to Colombia to see the 9 laboratories that we are destroying daily to prevent cocaine from going to the United States. When I interviewed President Petro in late October, he really wanted to stress this, that Colombia is carrying out a large-scale drug interdiction operation. And I want to show you a bit of a split screen. I just got this video from Colombia's defense minister, Pedro Sanchez. It shows yesterday, I think this happened yesterday morning, an operation that took place 90 miles from here, from Barranquilla, where we are, the Colombian Armada. It was a several-day-long intelligence operation. They followed a drug boat, and they were able to seize, without killing anybody, nearly 3 tons of cocaine. That is 2.6 tons of cocaine, the equivalent of $125 million. As you can see in the video, and they're sharing a little bit more of this video with us, the person who's on the boat is trying to get rid of the cocaine, throwing it into the ocean. But the Colombian Armada and several different wings of the Colombian military were able to carry out this intelligence-based operation, catch or seize those drugs, and they really want the United States to see what they're doing. Mind you, President Petro has been accused of not doing enough. As he told me in our interview, he said, we have seized more cocaine than ever before, but there's an asterisk to that. Colombia is also producing more cocaine than ever before, and that is in part the result of the peace policies that President Petro has supported. He might be doing, according to the United States, too little, too late, but this government in Colombia really wants to show off what they are doing that doesn't involve striking these boats and just killing people without any kind of judicial process.
Yeah, and we'll see how the president reacts to those changes, Lilia. Lilia, Luciano reporting from Colombia for us this morning. Always appreciate you, my friend. Be well.